What is up, guys, and welcome to my first place spicy Tri-Brigade Zodiac deck profile. Now, this was, say locals was on the 16th, the day before Easter, and of course we had the branded structure deck come out, and, it's easy to plan for branded when, it's been hyped up for a while, but honestly, branded is a cool deck. It's very fun to match up against, but when you prepare for it, it's kind of just, man, in my personal expense. Like, we had a couple people that they ran the full powered Albaz stuff with the Jester guy, and then of course we had one guy who did the $30 budget version, and honestly it's a good deck that way, either way too. But came out on top. I think it was like 4 branded players. There's a Prank Kids player there as well. There was a Dark Magician player there, and there was a Drytron player there. Basically over half our locals was playing branded. So, it was a good packed weekend. It was fun, a matchup. So, but without further ado, let's just get into the Tri-Brigades. Now, of course, there's nothing crazy about the Tri-Brigade lineup. It's just generically standard, of course. There's the Fractals. We run 3 of him. The 3 Nerval, of course. The 3 Kit. I prefer 3. Some builds run 2, I see, but honestly, 3 Kit is insane. Then, of course, we have the 2 Karases. There's nothing crazy or super nuts about the Tri-Brigade lineup. It's just good. It works. There's no need to adjust it, in my opinion. It's been tried and true for months and months and months now. So, we, of course, have our best normal summon in the game, in our deck, Rescue Cat. Insane card. Honestly, this card is just still too fucking good. Like, this card is nuts. Came up so much over the weekend. It is crazy. For our zoo, we have 1 Whiptail, 1 Reptier, and 1 Ram. I took out the 3rd blade and threw back in Whiptail. Because, yeah, zoo is just insanely good. Like, even though it's been banned to hell, it's still really good. Our little spicy card we run one of the Ancient Warriors, Zhang Kong. He is strictly in here for the search often our Ancient Warrior Link monster and a free summon. Honestly, this card, he allows you to utilize every aspect of the Ancient Warriors deck. It's in a sense, he's our only really bad brick, but honestly, he's our free extender that honestly I love. Then our last kind of main deck card is, of course, the Fabled Courier. Insane card. It's just a free extender on discard. Now, what this deck does insanely well, hand traps. My lineup was, in the main anyway, was Nibiru. Nibiru kills it. It's just so mean in this format. It's just mean. We run 3 4-head Ash. Ash, honestly, hurts branded a lot, especially when they hard draw their branded fusion or anything like that. It kind of just nips it in the butt a little bit. So Ash is insanely good, I would say. And then, of course, we run the 3 Imperm, rocking the super rares this weekend because they don't get that much love. So, yeah. So that is it for kind of like the hand traps that I mained. There's obviously some stuff in the side that's super spicy. We'll actually cover a side deck today, too. Now, the spice. You don't see this often, but we run Triple Regeki, the poor man's Droplet or Lightning Storm. But honestly, this deck is tailored to go blind first, but in the cases where you're made to go second, I do want to main deck some going second cards, and Regeki is definitely one of them. And of course, Harpy's Feather Duster. Like, it's like Regeki after double Regeki honestly breaks boards. Like, it's nuts. Like, Regeki is so underrated and overshadowed in this format, but honestly, it's one of the best cards, honestly, that came off the list to 3. Our other spells, 1 Called By and 1 Tenki. Say F in the chat for common Tenki, but you know what? It's Tenki. Still works. So, of course, anti-hand trap Tenki is just good. It's a reason it's at 1. Our next super spicy card, Prohibition. We ran 2 in the main, 1 extra in the side. We did run a 3 package of Prohibition in this deck. This card is insane in more reasons than what you think it is. You just call something, and depending on what your matchup is it's super good. Like, if you're running against a branded player, call out the branded fusion or Verte. Or honestly, Verte is just a good call with anything nowadays. Or you're going against another deck or a hand trap that especially like Ash or Ogre, just call it. Prohibition is honestly one of my favorite cards, honestly, and it's so good. Of course, go back to Tri-Brigade stuff. On the traps now. 2 Revolt, standard, nothing too crazy there. Revolt is king. And our last 2 traps, you know what? Fuck all bads in general. They're not good if they can't fusion summon. So if we go first, you go into a D barrier, set it, call fusion on their standby, and what are they gonna do? We run the third in the side as well, so depending on what the matchup is, D barrier is super good. Also, D barrier gets rid of the pesky fucking Dragoon or fucking the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. So, yes. Love it so much. Now, extra deck, we're going to start with the one Synchro. We run the one Herald because we do run the Fabled tuner, so we can easily make it, no problem. So we do run here. It's just a pesky little negate that people have to deal with. Our Zodiac, of course, it's nothing too crazy. Borobor, Tiger Mortar, and Shaka 9. This is just the standard stuff that's been super good all the time. Nothing too crazy. Then, of course, one Big Daddy Zeus on top of that. Of course, you know, the Zeus yeah, clears out boards, helps push for games. Links, the one All Mirage, because just get stuff engraved, honestly. The one N board stuff when we go first, Appaloosa. And then, of course, we have the Ancient Warrior Oath, a boy. This card is just insane. It's a free spin. It helps get it basically also gets an extender out on a board for us, too. So, insane extra deck, kind of love it. Now on to the Tri-Brigade links. We do the one Bear Drum. I mean, he comes up, didn't come up really super. There's a reason that he's at one. A lot of decks have been cutting Rugal. Honestly, I love Rugal. If you don't want to run Rugal, I suggest you cut this for the Doom, Eagle, and the Access Code Talker OTK, but I wanted to keep it kind of a Tri-Brigade theme, so I wanted to run Rugal. I love him. He's so good. Of course, we have the Omen himself. Omen is just so fucking good. And, of course, we have the two Fergie Baron Blossom. Yeah, in this, awesome. It's great. That is it for the extra deck. Now we're going to do a little for the side deck here, as I throw everything around. Side deck. We'll get into it. We run two alphas in the side. Alpha, like I said, if we somehow get a going second trend going for us, alpha comes in super clutch. Alpha's nuts, honestly. I love alpha. So good. Of course, more back row hate for our side. Three twin, actually, because a lot of there's, you know, that pesky fucking skill drain is still running around and people still like it. So, yeah, twin twisters to help deal with that. We also do run three triple tactic. Never sided this in, honestly, because I never felt a necessary need to throw in triple tactic. Because no, it's just it's good. Don't get me wrong, but the matchups that I was face, honestly, I mean, really never needed it. More of the spice on our side. We run 3 DD Designator. Now, there was a tactic that I went in with this because a lot of Brandon players were this weekend, so I did. There was a lot of times where I knew I was probably going to lose game 1, so I wanted to tailor my side deck to help win games 2 and 3 as much as possible. DD Designator is one of this, because you side this in going in game 2, because you know what your opponent's playing. You can target those big cards that they need in their opening hands. You can target, like, starting cards for the branded or anything like that. Just get rid of them right away. So DD Designator is insane. Of course, we do run 2 Dark Ruler No More for those combo decks that are still out and about. No, get rid of them. Kind of stop their board. And then, of course, we have the other Prohibition and the other D Barrier to round our side deck. Honestly, I wanted to tailor this side deck as much as possible to that strategy of either we get forced to go second all the time, or we basically lose game 1 and we have to side super hard for game 2 and 3 to win it out, which honestly that came up a fucking lot. I think there was 3 games where I literally lost game 1 and then came back and won game 2 and 3 because honestly once I knew, and they were all against Brandon players, a variation of them, so once I knew what they were running, honestly I tailored my side deck to help, you know, neutralize those like Brandon as much as possible. So kind of like favoritism. Obviously next weekend probably a little different because by then, hopefully, Branded will find its place and where it's supposed to be. I don't even know. Like I said, it's a super cool deck, but, you know, honestly, it's kind of cool deck. Not gonna lie. But, yeah, this is my first place Tri-Brigade deck profile. Honestly, love this deck. It's like one of my favorite decks. Tri-Brigade's so cool and so niche and so awesome. But, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe like always. And until my next video, I hope you guys are staying safe and staying healthy. Peace.